Under the initiative of President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum, the current administration has taken major exemplary and stern efforts to retain Islamic values in the nation. Minister of Health Abdullah Nazim Ibrahim inaugurates the Islamic Fair 2017 at the Islamic Center. And Palestinian and Israeli peace advocates discuss political settlement to the Palestine-Israel issue at a peace symposium initiated by China from Thursday to Friday in Beijing.
Hello and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Fatmat Sara. Chief Justice Abdullah Said states that under the initiative of President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum, the current administration has taken exemplary and stern efforts to retain Islamic values in the nation. The Chief Justice made this statement while addressing the official function held to mark the day Maldives embraced Islam.
As part of the current administration's effort to strengthen and revive the true values and principles of Islam in the nation, this year, the Day Maldives Embrace to Islam was celebrated at a national level. Addressing the special function held to celebrate the day, as the guest of honor, Chief Justice Abdullah Said stated that all Maldivians should be grateful to Almighty Allah for showing the best path of life, which is Islam. The Chief Justice called on all Maldivians to stay loyal to the true principles of Islam. He also congratulated the current administration for its exemplary and stern efforts to retain and revive the principles of Islam in the nation. In addition, the Chief Justice highlighted that the Tariqa or Heritage Project, initiated by President Yamin, is one such exemplary effort towards rekindling Islam in the nation. The day is marked to celebrate how the people of Maldives embraced Islam in 1153 AD.
Minister of Health Abdullah Nazim Ibrahim inaugurates the Islamic Fair 2017 at the Islamic Center. This year's Islamic Fair is celebrated to coincide with the celebrations of the day Maldives embraced Islam.
Addressing the inauguration ceremony of the Islamic Fair 2017, Minister of Health Abdullah Nazim Ibrahim highlighted that such fairs play a crucial role in countries with a 100% Muslim population and stated that such events rekindle the Islamic faith among citizens. The Health Minister stated that such fairs provide the optimal platform for the public to attain knowledge about the Islam. The Minister further highlighted various efforts by the administration of President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum to strengthen the Islamic prospects in the nation. In this regard, Minister Nazim applauded the successful Hukurufa program conducted jointly every Friday by the Ministry of Islamic Affairs and Public Service Media, PSM. This year's Islamic Fair is conducted in 2 sessions. The afternoon session is dedicated to children and consists of activities targeting children. The evening session targets adults. The Islamic Ministry revealed that question and answer sessions would also be carried out as part of the event. Various governmental and non-governmental authorities are participating in this event. This year's event is carried out in the Islamic Center area from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. The fair will end on Sunday.
The Coast Guard of Maldives National Defence Force locates a drifting Sri Lankan fishing vessel in Maldivian waters. As per the information provided by MNDF, the Sri Lankan fishing vessel Lakpriya was located at 12 nautical miles off the coast of Manadu Island of Nunu Atoll. The boat was located at around 9:45 hours with 6 people on board. MNDF revealed that all on board the vessel were in good condition. Newly elected Vice President of International Youth Committee IYC, Dr. Aishat Rafia, states that in her capacity as Vice President of the IYC, her focus would be on empowering the youth of Maldives and South Asia and to working towards youth development. She made the statement in an exclusive interview with PSM News after being elected unanimously as the Vice President of IYC. She said that she considers this an opportunity to strengthen her NGO, Regional Alliance for Fostering Youth, RAFI, while opportunities in the international arena for members of RAFI.
I am really honored to be appointed as the Vice President of IYC, and International Youth Committee is doing tremendous and also salutable work in the during the past 10 years, and I'm sure that with my portfolio as the Vice President, I will be able to do and bring a lot of prospective opportunities to the Maldivian youth, as well as I look forward to work with IYC and Asian youth as well as the world youth. I'm sure that next year would be a prospective year for us, to the Maldivians as well as to IYC.
Noting that IYC is an organization that works expansively towards youth development, Dr. Rafia said that the organization would provide ample opportunities for youth to get practical experience from the international community. Dr. Rafia will remain the Vice President of the IYC until the end of 2018. She started her career as a young banker and later a young diplomat, and is currently the Director of Chairman's Office at the Sun Siam Group of Companies. As a National Youth Award winner for volunteerism, Rafia is known for her selfless contribution to social and voluntary service and is the founding president of RAFI, the international NGO established in Maldives. She also served as the Deputy Chief Decommission in Embassy of Maldives, Dhaka, under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Government of Maldives. Dr. Aishat Rafia will serve as Vice President of IYC till the next World Youth General Assembly. Over the years, Europe has been one of the major tourist markets to Maldives. In addition, the number of tourist arrivals from European region has been witnessing year-on-year increases.
As per the latest statistics released by the Ministry of Tourism till the month of November this year, a total of 1.2 million tourist arrivals have been registered, from which over 500,000 are tourists originating from Europe. The European tourist arrival market, which has always remained at the forefront at the tourist arrivals, this year contributed to 45.9% of the total tourist arrival to the country. As per these statistics, countries such as Germany, United Kingdom, Italy, Russia and France have dominated the list of the top tourist arrival countries from the European market. In addition, countries such as Finland, Slovenia and Bulgaria have attained the biggest boost in tourist arrivals from European region. Over the years, the Maldivian government has been exerting major continuous efforts to develop the Maldivian tourism sector.
Looking at news from international arena, the United Nations states that 2 Reuters reporters arrested in Myanmar had not passed any information to the UN body, rejecting a report published in domestic media which suggested that it could be the reason for their detention.
A report published online by Irrawaddy magazine on Tuesday has cited an unnamed source who has close ties with military intelligence as saying that the 2 men had passed photographs obtained during their reporting on violence in western state of Rakhine to the United Nations. Reuters also denied that Werlon and Kyo So-woo, who have been in detention since 12th December, had worked with UN or any other organization. Myanmar authorities said that the 2 journalists are being investigated over whether they violated the country's Colonial Air Officials Secrets Act. The act carries a maximum prison sentence of 14 years. The UN human rights spokesman Rupert Colville also said that the United Nations were very concerned at the journalist's fate, repeating the journalism was not a crime and that charging a journalist under the Official Secret Act was a de facto criminalization of journalism.
We're very concerned about the arrest of these journalists. I mean, doing journalism is not a crime. And charging the journalists under the Official Secrets Act is effectively criminalizing journalism in Myanmar. So it's a very regrettable development, and we hope the journalists are released immediately.
He called for immediate release of the two journalists and said that the two Reuters reporters arrested in Myanmar had not passed any information to the UN body.
Normally we don't talk about sources and where we get our information, and countries shouldn't be stopping people providing information to the UN anyway. But in this case, I want to make it very clear, these two Reuters journalists had no contact with the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, with the Special Rapporteur on Myanmar, or with the Independent Fact-Finding Mission on Myanmar. We've done our research on all three fronts, and there was no contact with these two journalists. So these allegations that have been made through the domestic media in Myanmar, alleging that they shared photographs or other material with the UN, is in our view completely false allegation.
In Myanmar on Thursday, the United States ambassador to the country, Scott Marcial, and Myanmar Information Minister Pham Myint held a bilateral meeting to exchange views on media freedom and the arrest of the two journalists, according to Myanmar State Television, which showed a video of the meeting in the capital. The two journalists had worked on Reuters' coverage of the crisis in Rakhine, where an estimated 655,000 Rohingya Muslims have fled from a fierce military crackdown on militants. A number of governments and human rights and journalist groups have criticized Myanmar's authorities, and Myanmar's authority has not given access to lawyers, colleagues and family members of the journalists. A senior government spokesman said on Wednesday that the pair were in good health and had been well treated. The authorities have previously said that the arrest of the two men did not represent an attack on press freedom.
Chinese ambassador to the United Nations Wu Haitao and Russian deputy ambassador to the United Nations Vladimir Savnonkov called on an immediate cessation of ballistic activity along the Korean peninsula after North Korea's latest missile test on Friday.
The UN Security Council on Friday unanimously imposed new sanctions on North Korea following its latest intercontinental ballistic missile test, a move that analysts said could have a significant impact on the isolated country's struggling economy. The resolution seeks to ban nearly 90% of the refined petroleum product exports to North Korea by capping them at 500,000 barrels a year, and in what diplomats said was a last-minute change, demands the repatriation of North Koreans working abroad within 24 months instead of 12 months as first proposed. The US drafted resolution would also cap crude oil supplies to North Korea at 4 million barrels a year. The United States have been calling on China to limit its oil supply to the neighbor and ally. The resolution was passed by a vote of 15-0, said Japan's ambassador to the United Nations.
Palestinian and Israeli peace advocates discuss political settlement to the Palestine-Israel issue at a peace symposium initiated by China from Thursday to Friday in Beijing.
Gong Xianchen, China's special envoy on Middle East affairs, said the Palestine-Israel issue is always a root problem in the Middle East. It has lasted for 70 years and affected peace and stability in the region and even in the world. Under the circumstance of rising tensions in the Middle East, China initiated the symposium in order to provide a platform for Palestinians and Israelis to jointly express their aspiration for peace. The two sides believe that the two-state solution is the only viable option to solving the issue, and the leaders of Israel and Palestine should make official commitment again to the two-state solution and avoid unilateral actions against the realization of the two-state solution. They believe the civil society of Israel and Palestine is able to prove that the peoples and leaders that they can become peaceful partners and reach political agreement. China held such Palestine-Israel peace symposiums in 2006 and 2013. respectively in Beijing and Jerusalem. Gong said that as a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council and a responsible power, China is always a firm supporter and an active promoter of Palestine-Israel peace. China will continue to take an active part in peacemaking efforts of international community and play a bigger role in promoting a just, lasting and comprehensive settlement to the Palestine-Israel issue.
Israeli troops killed at least 2 Palestinians on Friday as protests intensified against Washington's recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital.
In Beit Hanun of Gaza Strip, Palestinians work at the funeral of one of the Palestinians while chanting and holding Palestinian and Fatah Party flags. A UN General Assembly resolution passed on Thursday rejecting US President Donald Trump's December 6 Jerusalem declaration did a little to calm Palestinian anger over his reversal of decades-old US policy on the contested holy city. Thousands of Palestinian protesters, many of them throwing rocks, confronted Israeli security forces along the Gaza border fence in all occupied West Bank's 7 cities and in East Jerusalem. Some 2,000 Palestinians has faced off against the troops at the Gaza border fence. At least 1 Palestinian suffered a live bullet wound in the West Bank and some 30 protesters were hit by rubber bullets.
Spain's Administrative Court for Sport TAD suspends former Spanish Football Federation President Angel Maria Villar from the organization.
The TAD and the RFEF could not immediately be reached for comments. Villar, his son Gorka, and 2 other Football Federation executives were detained on July on an allegation of collusion, embezzlement and falsifying documents. He was also suspended from office for a year. Villar, who has denied all allegations, was released on bail after 14 days in custody. He also resigned from his position as vice president in both FIFA and UEFA following his arrest. A former La Liga player and Spanish national team player, 67-year-old Villar, was the federation's president for 29 years until he was arrested in July and succeeded by Joan Luis Larrea.
Japan's Emperor Akihito marks his 84th birthday as tens of thousands of well-wishers gather at the Imperial Palace grounds.
Local media said 45,900 people had come to the palace, the largest number on record for the current emperor, waving flags and cheering as the emperor and his family made their way onto a balcony. The birthday appearance is an annual event, but on the 1st of December, the government approved his abdication, boosting the number of visitors to the palace, seeking to catch a glimpse of Akihito and his successor. Akihito, who had a heart surgery and treatment for prostate cancer, said in rare remarks last year that he feared age might make him hard for him to fulfill his duties. He is due to step down on 30th of April 2019 after spending much of his nearly 3 decades on Japan's throne, seeking to soothe the wounds of World War II. His abdication is the first by a Japanese monarch in about 2 centuries. He will be succeeded by 57-year-old Crown Prince. Japan's emperor is defined in the post-war constitution as a symbol of the state and the unity of the people, but has no political power.
Well, that's it for now. Stay tuned for more updates of recent current affairs stories here on PSM News. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.